I mean, we are the greatest country in the world. I just finished watching an hour-long program on Newsmax this morning on socialism. I grew up very conservative, grew up hunting, fishing, and if you look at everything that has gone on in our country, you can really go back to our education system. And I'm talking from kindergarten all the way through the universities.
He's talking kindergarten. Don't forget, he's talking kindergarten. He's not worried about the universities, but he's definitely talking kindergarten. That's Randy Kaufman. He's a Republican candidate for the College Board in Arizona. He's worried about the kids. He's worried about our educational system and the things our kids are exposed to. Yesterday, he was caught masturbating outside of a preschool because he's worried about what kids are exposed to. Here's some details. According to an affidavit, a Maricopa County police officer noticed a Ford F-150 parked across 3 spaces with a shade screen across the front windshield. The officer wrote that he approached the car and immediately became alarmed as he saw Kaufman had his pants down mid-thigh and it was exposed, showing his fully erect nude penis. What about the children? Kaufman was reportedly so engrossed in his activities that he did not notice the officer at his passenger side door until he moved around the car to the driver's side window. The officer wrote that the car was parked with a full view of the Wurzel's Preschool and Child Care Center, which is only about 190 feet away, and that he saw several preschool-aged children having outdoor activities in the playground, as well as vehicles passing within 10 feet of his truck that he was in. Here's a picture of that same guy you saw being very American and proud and worried about the children. Sure. So anyway, as the officer started questioning Kaufman, this is the exchange that happened. I'm not sure if he felt this was gonna get him off the hook. The officer said, "I saw you had your phone out when you were doing what you were there. What was going on with the phone? What was going on with the phone?" he asked. Kaufman says, "I was watching porn." The officer responds, "What kind of porn were you watching?" Not sure why he asked that. Apparently it was interracial porn. So Kaufman wanted to point out, I guess they're gonna be trading favorites. I don't know. Anyways, there's more to that though, because it says, "When you look around here, what do you see?" the officer continued to ask him. "The child center, but I didn't see it until you came up and got out of my truck. Are you gonna put that in a report?" The officer responds, "Don't you see how alarming that is? That there were children nearby, people passing on bikes and in cars where they can look and see what you're doing." And he says, "I effed up." So the full affidavit, his full quote was, the officer said, "Kaufman spontaneously said to me, 'I effed up. I'm really stressed.'" I guess that helps you out to go in front of a preschool and do a little bit of that. Lastly, before I let you jump in here, Dan, this is another alarming part about this. Kaufman was endorsed by the Maricopa County Colleges Police Officers Association, the union at the police agency that arrested him. And according to the police report, Kaufman wanted the arresting officer to know that he knew the union president, Jim Hill. So I'm just gonna drop a name here. First, wait, let me put my phone down. Hold on, let me put my pants up. Okay, now, I know the union president, officer. It's just the way, it's the approach that you want to take when you want to get off the hook. I'm around the important people, so therefore I'm above the law, officer. We just talked about a man in Inglewood that was attacked by 2 cops. You think while they're jumping on him, beating the back of his head, if he said, "Hey, I know a police officer, you guys, let me off the hook," do you think that would have worked? What's your thoughts, Dan?
I can't believe that this person who is a nobody, like you're a local, not even a politician who holds like a major seat, it's college board, which I mean, jokes withheld on that, but he really pulled the "do you know who I am" thing on the cop. Jesus. And the cop was like, "Yeah, straight up, you're a creep. And you're gonna be, I'm gonna write you up for that." I can't believe that is the audacious part of it. But what we really want to get at here is what you said in the beginning here, which is hypocrisy. Yes, Republicans being hypocritical is nothing new under the sun. But why it's dangerous here is that for the past 2 years, especially, but of course this goes back in history, the Republican Party has made it a mission to say that it's trans people, it's the LGBTQ plus people, it's gay teachers who, by just merely talking about their, or like passively mentioning their relationships, or not even doing that, just like having a pride flag up, or even not even doing that, just by existing in these schools, that they are grooming children, that they are preying on children. It's one of the oldest like tricks in the book to say that whatever other group or whatever is coming after children and sexually assaulting them. So when you're that guy, you're representing that party, and like you're in, you're trying to virtue signal, yeah, I'm a hunter, I'm a fisher. I've always seen myself as a conservative. I watch Newsmax right after I watch my interracial porn, and it's like, I see all of that in there, and I see what I worry is in a lot of Republicans, which is not just a sheer hatred of these people, but an overcompensation. Like, why are you, more than I, who I think of myself as caring about, the safety of children and people and LGBTQ plus people just as much as anyone else do? How come these people are always worried about, who's preying on children? Why are they always thinking about the genitalia of people and what bathrooms they're using and children? Like, I'm starting to think, like many other Republican things, it's not only hypocrisy, but it's projection. And like, this guy, he's trying to weasel himself. Yeah, this guy over here, this absolute creep, he's trying to weasel himself over here as though it's an accident. Sure, we'll see how that goes. It definitely doesn't look good, but I don't want to even know if he's even lying about what kind of porn he's watching, because even if it's interracial, it doesn't seem like it fits within a lot of his political boundaries. Or if it does, then it's a lot more overcompensation as well.
I wonder if that's what the cop was wondering. So are you watching trans or gay porn? Because then that's a problem. Now you're grooming kids. As long as you're a straight guy with your wanker out, then it's okay, I guess, to be in front of children doing things like this. More for the actions versus words, because this is where the big part of the hypocrisy comes, in case you guys didn't know it off of the top. His Facebook page, jumped on the graphic 10, you guys, shows what kind of things that he's always about, that he's standing for as far as his public persona. In a Facebook post from May, which is now deleted, Kaufman said he wanted, quote, our children protected from the progressive left. From them doing what? Masturbating outside of their preschools? Nothing is more important than standing against the godless, progressive, left-wing, socialist, Marxist, communist, Democrat Party movement to destroy America, which is what one post from July 9th also says. What the hell does that mean? It's a word salad of the scary things that they say to their folks that don't think past those words. Progressive, left-wing, socialist, Marxist, communist. He didn't put in masturbators because that's him, and he's not supposed to worry about himself. Also, one more. The page also railed against the baby-killing leftists, though the author placed punctuation marks within the word "killing" in an apparent attempt not to be flagged by the system that he's posting that whole thing on. It's, as you mentioned, it's projection, and the folks who aren't about it are definitely protecting the ones who are. Because again, as we saw when it comes from Herschel Walker, to any of these crazed candidates, they get exposed for their nonsense, for their hypocrisy, and then for their lies. What then the rest of the party will do is, he's okay, it doesn't matter. We can skip by that part. Those guys actually aren't that bad. There's just one little hiccup. He's asked for forgiveness and he's gotten it. You guys can't judge him. It's just a constant circle of who cares? We just want our guys in these positions to control your lives.
Absolutely.